Good morning to you, and thank you for leaving your dial on the flow of God's Son State, and welcome to another edition of Ben Kalu'S Mandate. I am Wisdom Thomas. The program this morning may be taking a different route compared to the generic synopsis of our program, Ben Kalu'S Mandate, but sure it will be worth the while. The Abia APC stakeholders held a pre-Congress meeting on Sunday, being 15th February 2026, at the Agbamozo, Benda country home of the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, CFR, PhD, where a lot of issues regarding the party were discussed, from the APC e-registration to the unity of the party. Discussions were equally held about the mobilization ahead of the World Congress holding this week, and the local government and state congress, even about handing the party back to the people. Therefore, on Ben Kalu'S Mandate this morning, we are going to bring you excerpt of that program while bringing you up to speed every step of the way. Remember, it is expected to be interactive. If we have time by the back end of the program, we will open the phone lines just to engage you and have your thoughts on the program. Welcome to Ben Kalu'S Mandate once again. The program will get underway as soon as we're back. In this
Experience the smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way in high-performance lubricants, Monster Supermoto Oil is as durable as titanium. Experience the smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way.
There. Now we're getting straight into the thick of the action. The Deputy Speaker spoke at length during the opening segment of that program, where he encouraged the party, reminding them of the capacity of the people in their ranks. He expatiated on the difficulty they faced during the e-registration exercise and how much success were recorded. The DS led the stakeholders in adopting the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as their sole candidate for the presidency come 2027.
Prove them wrong. A party that has a list of renowned politicians in this state who have made impact in this state, occupying several positions, cannot be said to be non-existent in this state. In this group alone, we have over 20 or 30 former local government chairmen who are the grassroots champions. In this room, we have over 100 commissioners, former commissioners. They are in this room. In this room, we have over 5 former speakers of the parliament in this room. In this room, we have former senators, former members of House of Representatives, sitting members of House of Representatives, sitting members of House of Assembly, and the list goes on. Captains of industries, people who join in finding this party, the initial people who fought to have this party in Abia State. Omarame is one of them, and Nyerere is one of them, and the list goes on and on. We have commissioners in various children of the federal government, they are in this room. So nobody can say that this is not the circle of stakeholders of our state, because one or two persons are not here. Some excuse themselves. For example, the Minister of State that is in charge of labor called from Morocco, where she went to represent the country, and sent her apologies for not being in this meeting because her program is ending today. If she was around, she would have been here. ABC! Unu nwere mmadụ. Adị m happy na unu bịara taa ka m bido n'ikele unu otu unu si gbaa mbọ ihe na-ahapụ ime anyị mgbe anyị mere membership registration. And akwụkwọ aka ebe a. When we are doing this membership registration, the national chairman was calling me, waking me up every morning, and was the last person to speak to me every night. The national chairman of this party was worried about Abia State, simply because we don't have a sitting governor like other states. But I assured the national chairman that I was canceling my trip overseas to return back to base for us to work together as stakeholders to shock the National Working Committee. Let me announce to you, because of the statement they made to Mr. President, people who are not members of our party who claim that we don't have number. The National Working Committee panicked whether the president will have some with the capacity to deliver the 25% or more during the election. But I assured Mr. Chairman that we will use this to prove a point. And though we don't have a governor, we have a deputy speaker. There are leaders who lead from their bedroom, and there are leaders who lead from the battlefront. I decided to cancel my holidays throughout the parliamentary holiday season. I canceled. And for what they told us, they said, please try. This was when we were about 2000. They said, please try. If you can get up to 30,000, try. I told them that we will cross 50,000, and they doubted me. When we crossed 50,000, I told them we will get 100,000, and they doubted me, and we crossed 100,000. When we crossed 100,000, I told them that we'll get to 150,000, and they doubted me again, and we crossed 150,000. And when we crossed 150,000, I told them we will get 200,000. When we crossed 150,000 and went to 160,000, the time shut down. But I assure you that registration is still going on as we speak. By the time they open that platform, it will be more than 200,000. Hey, busy! Let nobody lie to you. Be strong, be courageous. We have all it takes to deliver to Mr. President more than the 25% that they are dangling in front of him. His party sitting at 160,000. Now, only because the NIN machine was not enough. If we had more NIN machine, our party is more than 1 million people in this state. The inability to capture most people who we are lining up every day, and the network issue with the machines. Between now and 1 year when the election will come, we will shock Mr. President with the number of the members of these great party of ours. It's a promise. We are not relenting. We are marching forward. We are not looking back. We are pushing because the train has taken off. I want to thank you for what you did. Tell the person beside you, thank you. Let's thank one another. Tell the other person, thank you for not allowing us to be ashamed. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. For not allowing us to be ashamed. We released over 400 tablets from the office of the Deputy Speaker. I will say share it across the 184 wards. If it is 2 or 3, give for each ward. And that helped us and your own contribution and your support. And that is what this meeting today is all about. This meeting today is to tell you that no one man owns the party. Benjamin Okezie Kalu, that I'm the Deputy Speaker today, does not mean that I own the APC. The party belongs to you. Tell your neighbor the party belongs to you. But no, you are only concerned. What we are out to do is to change the narratives. My kind of leadership is the one that places leadership in your hands. Lead from your stake. I will lead from my stake, and we will come together and promote the party. You were invited because we want to hand over the party to you. No longer shall it be said that the man sat in Bentley or Omahia or anywhere and appointed those who are leading you in your ward. No longer. No more. Why are you stakeholders if there's no stake you are holding? Why do they call you stakeholders? We want you to decide those who will be our ward executives. We want you to decide, choose among yourselves. We want you to decide who will be LGA executives. We want you to decide. We want to keep it in your hands. Odimma Godinma. Mbanomia. Odimma Godinma. Don't be so. Those who support that the party go back to the stakeholders, say aye. Those who support that the party goes back to stakeholders, say aye. Those who support that the party goes back to the stakeholders, say aye. And those against say nay, they are not here. We can see that the eyes have it. And I go back back. Also, they want to acquire this. This is your thing. We want you to be involved. Oh, I don't know system again. You see, everybody must run to bend it. Everybody must come and take your approval. No. We agree. You go back and then prepare who you want to lead you and communicate to us. We will adopt it, package it, and give back to you. I don't need to know who want to be your leader there. Choose among yourself. In your word, choose it. As long as you know they will deliver results. Everything we have come to do today boils down to one thing. If not so, you are not holding any stake. It boils down to one thing. Delivering His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR. Let me say it again. All we came to do is to make sure that the structures that we set up within the party be it war, be it local government, be it state, that at the end of the day we do what we deliver President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. On your mandate we shall start Tinubu. On your mandate we shall start Tinubu. On your mandate Bola. On your mandate Bola. On your mandate we shall adopt the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as our sole candidate for the coming election. Those in support say aye. Those in support that we are passing a great vote of confidence on our president, and as a party in Abia State, we are adopting him as the sole candidate for the office of the president come 2027. Those in support say aye. 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 Those against say nay. They are not here. You cannot see them. Put your hands together for Mr. President. Seconded by the Reverend Secretary of the National Working Committee, Anakuwa Geba. Let me preach unity. Let me preach peace. Everybody is important in this party. Tell your neighbor, everybody. Let me say it again. Everybody is important in ABC. Please, I beg of you. We are marching forward, but that march will only be accomplishing the result we have set to achieve if we march together. Because as a Igwe Babatomba, Yabawi, Akopoli Daga Mawa, but to free Guyaga, we must come together. And what a man again. Everybody is important. Let us treat everyone with that sense of importance. We don't have faction in this party. We don't have faction. Don't come and tell me, Oyinke faction, Minike faction, Nkiru faction, Benjamin Kalu faction, Uchoka faction. No. Papa, Kanagala. Anybody maintaining faction is not a member of our party. It's part of our resolution. Anybody who wants to maintain faction is not a member of APC. We must be together if we are going to win massively in this state. We must be together. When they call you and say you belong to my faction, please run. Tell them that the leadership of the party said zero faction for APC. Zero faction. Whatever comes, we will share it equitably and fairly. Anything that comes, we share it with respect. Only know who today, because we must work together. Let me also announce to you that this Congress is coming up on Wednesday. That is the World Congress. In other states, governors will pay for the form and bring it back home. In our state, we don't have governor. And I went and I paid for it when I got Thank you. So, for my it's not my personal property. It is not what? My personal, I brought it for you. It's for you, it's not for me to now decide it must be this person. No. I said we have passed that level. Where we are now, I've played my role in the hierarchy of government today. The deputy speaker in Abia State is 001 for this party. That's the truth. In the hierarchy of the party, the pinnacle leadership of this city in Abia State today, I am 001. Although when I'm nothing is wasting this on our time. And I'm out now to take my position.
Across the board. He did go on painstakingly to mention the amount of registration done across the local government areas. Take a listen.
Well laid out by the Chief of Staff. This intervention is to present a brief summary of how we fared during the e-registration, which His Excellency has alluded to. But before then, it will be important to note that the exercise, which commenced in Abia on the 2nd of January 2026, was designed by our party to digitize our membership, ensure integrity of our records, provide efficient access to membership data, which data will be used for planning and management decisions. The e-registration will promote internal democracy and strengthen the party's commitment to democratic innovations. Our party's insistence on the possession of valid NIN and voters card as conditions precedent for registration, notwithstanding the challenges they posed, ensured integrity of the process, safeguards the credibility and the authenticity of the register. As stakeholders, we appreciate and welcome its successful conclusion in the first instance. I therefore, on behalf of these eminent stakeholders and indeed Abia APC, commend our leader, the Deputy Speaker, who, like he has said here today, led from the front to prove naysayers wrong that there is no APC in Abia. He embarked on the advocacy visits towards LGAs and stakeholders across the state, spent so much money and time. The result is how the exercise ended, from a very poor start to a resounding finish. Worthy of appreciation also are our leaders and members of the party. I want to thank all of us for the cooperation and collaboration during the exercise. Looking at the dashboard, depending on where you are sitting, if you're sitting on this side, the dashboard of how we fared on the wall. Those sitting on the high table, you can also glean it from this side. Then they recorded 42,213 members. What this demonstrates to us today is that we can conclude safely that there is no election we cannot win in the local government. Because these 42,000 votes, members, their votes will be the first we will harvest in every election before we begin to look for those who do not belong to other parties and those who belong to parties that may not field candidates in any election. Following Ben, there is Umuahia North, the state capital, that recorded 14,815 membership. Osisioma, 11,785. Followed by Isialangwa North, that recorded 11,535. And closely followed by Arochukwu, 8,148. Isialangwa South, 7,500. Umundoch, 6,896. Ohafia, 6,685. Ukwa East, Okwa West 6,300 and Okwa West 6,554. Iguana 6,338. Aba South 5,823. Aba North 5,665. Umuahia South 4,636. Ugunabo 4,151. Isukwato 3,966. And Okwa East 3,209 membership. Umuahia South 4,636. Now the very essence of this approval, dear stakeholders, is for you to take stock of how your local government fared, and by extension, how your ward may have fared. This exercise, like the Deputy Speaker said, is continuing. Immediately after the congresses, the portals are going to be opened again, and it will be very good if we continue to use the opportunity of membership registration to mobilize our people and bring them to the party of the president, the party at the center. We have said here this afternoon that everything we are going to be doing from now henceforth will be geared towards re-electing Mr. President. And for us to get that number of votes that we desire, we need to populate our party. And that is why we have done this appraisal, so that when we get some as stakeholders, we continue to take stock and devise means to bring our people into our party membership. I want to thank all of you for the roles you played to enable the Deputy Speaker and by extension...
That's the former Abia State House of Assembly Speaker, Right Honorable Martins Azubuike. It's still Ben Kalu'S Mandate. Up next is one of the founding members of the APC in the state that spoke at that event, Anyim Nyerere, who did praise the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, for his role in the party growth. Another APC member spoke from Okwa. The personnel is from Okwa South, and they spoke on the significance of the stakeholders. That is
and today, the Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, in his infinite wisdom, has reinteracted that vision. Thank you, my Speaker. And I want to urge us, from the statistics that have been given to us concerning our voter as e-registration, we have a great work to do. Why you are called a leader? If you are a leader and you are not able to win your polling unit, then you are not a leader. So what we have done in Abia South is to make sure all the stakeholders are people who are capable of winning their polling units. So go and do what the Honorable Speaker has told us. God will bless us.
Well, I did mention a stakeholder of the APC that spoke during that event from Okwa. I'm talking about Don Obane. Let's take a listen. After him, we will get to hear from the National Welfare Secretary of the APC and former Abia APC Chairman, Honorable Donatus Wankpa, who called for unity and synergy among party members.
Your Excellency, I want to start by appreciating you. You've brought not only to Abia, not only Bende federal constituency, not only to Abia State, but to the entire Igbo nation. The multiplicity of honors heaped on you from different angles, from different perspectives, is indeed a source of pride to the Igbo nation. We are proud of you. Mr. Your Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, I want to say today that you have allayed the fears of many of us here. Because before this meeting, many of us had had the feeling, and of course the fear, that things wouldn't go the way you've just said it now. Because some manipulations are taking place in different corners of the state, including my own Okwa West, where names were being written without our consent. I said, once you start on such a very dangerous dimension, you are only going to create chaos. Of what use would it be to you having the list of ward executives, you alone, and at the end, the party fails? It is in vain that you've labored. So what you've done today is exactly what our leader, Honorable Chris Nkwonta, did. This was a man who won his election on PDP, but he later called us and said the deputy speaker wants him to join APC. In Abia State, you are only two that are members of the House of Representatives that are on the platform of APC. You won a vote on APC, he won his on PDP, through our collective bargaining and struggle. But when he told us that you want him to join APC, we said because it is you, let him join. We told him that the right honorable Ben Kalu that we know will not deceive him, will not use him and dump him. Your Excellency, on the 7th, on Saturday at 4, 7th day of February 2026, he invited all of us, stakeholders in his house, his Akwete country home. And what did he tell us? He said leaders should go to their wards and make sure that they produce those that will run the party in their various wards. And Your Excellency, I want to use this opportunity to say that some of us agree that that is what will happen. And on that day, collectively, every stakeholder that was there passed a vote of explicit confidence in him. Therefore, I'm rounding up. Therefore, it is surprising that some other people in Okwa West are trying to do a different thing. But this thing you have done today has allayed it, because we would have resisted it.
Ọnọdụ APC nọ n'Abịa wutere Jehova, wute ndị mmadụ, wute ndị iche anyị, wute ancestors anyị. Ọ bụ ya wa abịa gboo ga-ezite ka anyị mezie pati anyị. Ọ bụ ya. So there is nothing to fight about. Kings are made by God. God determines leadership. The charismatic, one good thing you people have forgotten to ask for the deputy speaker is that he's not just charismatic, he's also a flamboyant politician. With capacity of transformative abilities. Is it not true? Praise the Lord. What I say so, those who were part of the Biafran war are saying we don't want to fight wars no more. Those who have never even had the gun shot, the sound of gun of war, are calling for war. Is because they don't know what war is all about. And the man speaking here is a veteran of the war in ADC, with my boss, Dr. Nyarena, and many of my leaders here. So we know what it takes. This time, distraction, division, want to deny those of you who I see as commissioners here. I see commissioners here. I see members of the House here. I see council chairman here. I see board chairman here. I see board members here, because the task to come to occupy government house at the state is ours. And the fear is because we have established our bragging rights. The last election, the governorship was won with 120-something million. 2,000. Today, we have exceeded the number that was used in winning the government house of Abia. And by mathematical and political calculation, every registered member of the party at your level is expected to bring no less than 50 members. And by that, the people at the other level, the least member of a registered party is to bring not less than 3 members. Then do the mathematical calculation under both simultaneous and quadratic equation. Praise the Lord. So there is victory everywhere. Please, we want to beg you. The leader has told you. The deputy speaker have told you. Don't worry with anybody. So in APC, there are a lot of spaces. Where there are no spaces, if we are not ready to win, everybody will have a PA. Every commissioner will have PAs. Every house of assembly will have. Local government will appoint supervisor. So check it. Do what is called the multiplier effect. So please, let us not take the old tradition. When you come here, you say you want colleges. When you get home, you become a single superpower. APC does not believe in single superpower. Well, this is no longer the word of SSP. It is a multipolar world with leaders sitting together, reasoning, defining their rule of engagement,
on what is happening, we are going to make up. You understand? We are all going to do what? Make up for the interest of the majority of the members. When we are quarreling at the top, please don't bother about it at your own. Because when they are the champagne, when they are the brandy, when they are the whiskey, those who are fighting there without me will be drinking kai, it's not going to be your portion. Because everybody here is going to hold one position or the other when we win by the grace of God. So today, we are going back to continue to engage our brothers, to continue to engage our sisters, to continue to make people, because there is what we call cybernetic dislocation. When there is that, just like the present system in Abia is enjoying cybernetic propaganda. So in that case, everything, social media. That's not what we are talking. We don't want anything social media among us. We don't want to talk about any leader you talk about, we will sanction you. Anybody that engages in hostility catharsis, we will disengage from you. Preach love, preach oneness, preach unity. And that is what the Deputy Speaker, the man who, by virtue of providence and divine responsibility, is being given that responsibility of leading us to government house. No, I didn't say he's a candidate to, because he has not told me he's running for governor. I know why I'm saying so. I don't want semantic misinterpretation of what I said. But what we're saying is that government house is a task that must be done. And for Mr. President, we're not looking for 25%. In 2019, APC Abia gave Mr. President over 25%. Mr. President will win Abia overwhelmingly. I get it, me? He's going to win overwhelmingly in Abia. So for that, because Gano, we don't know Bioma, I think Congress Wednesday about that. Nobody should say that I have submitted a list of Congress. Nothing like that has been done. What it is.
Well, during that stakeholders meeting of the APC, Chief Emmanuel Ndubuisi spoke. There was equally Emeka Okorafor who spoke on behalf of the Minister of State for Labor and Employment. I'm talking about Honorable Nkiruka Onyejiocha, the member representing Ukwa East, Ukwa West Federal Constituency. Honorable Chris Nkwanta had his say during that occasion.
Today, I'm proud in the House of Assembly that I have someone who will agree with me. So having said that, I want to thank the stakeholders of Abia APC for today. You have unanimously agreed that my brother, my constituent, and my leader, whom I represent in the House of Assembly, who represent me in the National Assembly, that today he is the undoubted leader of Abia APC. I am very, very grateful. I thank everyone. Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu'S is an outstanding son of them. He is doing very well. He is a man of great grace. And today, that APC Abia State has agreed to follow his leadership. The grace upon his life is follow APC Abia State in Jesus' name. If it is the same formula, I would have told Ijiri and Aaron, but I'm also. We will have a new one. And I know we are not just going to lead us to deliver our leader, Tinubu. We will now have a candidate that is interested in occupying the government house, Omaya. We have not contested the house. We have not, and I know we will do it now. I am speaking at a time when virtually all that I wanted to say has been said by everybody. But let me make an important point that the leadership of Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu'S is not in doubt. It is knowledge. It's about the position that God has bestowed on you. Today is the one. Before we came here, I did mention to him that by age, I'm his senior. Good man. But today, He is my leader, and I will accord him all the respect that he truly deserves. Tomorrow it can be me, it can be anybody. We respect the office, and by extension, we also respect him. There is no doubt, there's no ambiguity. There is absolute clarity that he is the leader of APC in Abia State. It's been said here that I won my election on the platform of PDP. He said it. He was the one that encouraged me that I should come over to APC. And I came because I believe in him, I believe in his leadership. Today I'm a member of APC, number 2 person in the House of Representatives from Abia. But what I want to say today is that having come over to APC, I don't like to lose any fight. It is important that we succeed in all our endeavors in the forthcoming elections. And the key to that is party unity. Without unity, there is little or nothing we can achieve. And that unity begins by recognizing the hierarchy, the authority, the lineup. We are going into Congress. It is very clear that we have political leaders, irrespective of their age, major stakeholders.
The high point held yesterday at the country home of the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, was the communique which was issued in the aftermath, and we're going to take a listen as it will be relayed by Elton Omo. But before then, we are due for a break at this particular point. When we come back, Ben Kalu'S Mandate will proceed.
For better Nigeria.
Experience the smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way in high-performance lubricants, Monster Supermoto Oil is as durable as titanium. Experience the smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way in high-performance lubricants, Monster Supermoto Oil is as durable as titanium. Experience
this particular point, and here comes that communique reached at the end of that meeting.
Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, PhD, LLD, CFR, Otabri Bende. Please may I stand on all existing protocols already established. Silence, please. Here is a communique issued at the end of the Abia State APC stakeholders meeting held today at the country home of His Excellency Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu here in Bende. The Abia State chapter of the All Progressive Congress convened the strategic stakeholders meeting in Bende under the leadership of Right Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu, PhD, LLD, CFR, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives. The meeting held at his country home in Bende was attended by party leaders, elected and appointed officials, ward and local government executives, women and youth leaders, and critical stakeholders from across the 17 local governments of the Abia State. After extensive deliberations on party growth, internal consolidation, and preparations for forthcoming activities, the following resolutions were unanimously adopted. 1. Intensified membership mobilization. Stakeholders resolved to deepen grassroots mobilization and sustain momentum in the ongoing membership e-registration exercise to strengthen the party's structure across all wards and local government areas in Abia State. 2. Party unity and internal cohesion. The meeting reaffirmed an unwavering commitment to unity, reconciliation, and collective progress. Leaders and members were urged to prioritize party interests above personal considerations and to work collaboratively to maintain internal stability. 3. Massive participation in INEC voter registration. The party emphasized the need for massive participation in the ongoing voter registration exercise conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure that all eligible members and supporters are empowered to fully participate in future elections. 4. Forthcoming Congress and leadership responsibility. Stakeholders charge all leaders to take responsibility within their respective wards and local government areas in the forthcoming Congress, ensuring inclusiveness, transparency, and strict adherence to party guidelines. Leaders were advised to confirm their influence to their constitutionally recognized domains to guarantee a smooth, credible process. 5. Support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Renewed Hope agenda. The Abia State APC unanimously declared its total support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and formally endorsed him for a second term in 2027. The endorsement is in recognition of his bold reform agenda, commitment to national unity, and adherence to the power rotation principle and policies aimed at addressing Nigerians' structural challenges. The meeting also expressed support for ongoing and planned federal projects in the Southeast, including road rehabilitation, rail expansion, and renewed attention to long-neglected infrastructure, which demonstrates greater federal inclusion of the region. Stakeholders acknowledge the administration's economic reforms and emphasis on private sector-led growth as measures capable of unlocking greater opportunities for enterprise, manufacturing, and trade in the Southeast. 7. That the Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Okeje-Kalu, is unanimously appointed the leader of the Abia APC, which appointment he promptly accepted. Adopted, please, unanimously. Okay, yeah, corrected. I made a correction. Yeah. Then in conclusion, yes, the meeting concluded with a renewed spirit of solidarity, strategic focus, and determination to position the APC as the dominant political force in Abia State going forward. The Abia State chapter of the APC remains united, resolute, and forward-looking as it consolidates its structures for greater victories ahead. Thank you very much.
Well, we've come to the end of Ben Kalu'S mandate this morning. However, before we go, let me quickly acknowledge the impact of my producer, Samson Eze, as well as Chief Alvan Egono, and Stanko, who is behind the visuals on Facebook. That's to ensure the success of Ben Kalu'S mandate for this week's edition. I'm Wisdom Thomas. I'll sign out by having you to listen to the Deputy Speaker's closing remark in the aftermath of that stakeholders meeting that held yesterday in his country home.
And I want to thank you for showing so much maturity. Indeed, you were well selected as stakeholders. This is not the meeting of children. This is the meeting of decision makers. Today, you may not have said anything individually, but you have spoken the voice of your people by joining your voice with the voice of the others. You have spoken through communique. You have spoken through reports, through adoption of motions move on this floor. And for that, we thank you for participating. It has not been a rowdy section. I want to have this meeting again because party is meeting. Political party is meeting. If there is no convening, no coming together of one another, we cannot say that we are a political party. So wait for my next invitation. But whenever I invite you, somebody might come with one story or the other. Hear from me first. If I say we are meeting, it means we are meeting. Some people might put meetings on the same day. Ignore that. Make sure you follow that my own instruction. Okay? Come. Because nobody will build up their state APC for us. You and I will do it. I can't do it alone. You and I will do it. I want to appreciate you. Please, when you go back, all we have agreed, do it. Forgive one another. Embrace one another. Unite the party.
Unite the world where not all radio stations are equal. One stands above the rest.
We bring the right flow to God's own state.
94.9 FM.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy
Experience the smooth and strong feeling that consistently surpasses expectation. Leading the way in high-performance lubricants, Monster Supermoto Oil is as durable as titanium.